Alright, so we have arrived at All Threads Embroidery. We're going to head inside and we're going to have a bit of a rummage in. And you're probably wondering who I'm talking about. Well, say hi to Tia.
Hello!
And we are, you can see there's like a classroom upstairs. We've never been here before, so this is the first time. And we're going to walk into the store and we're going to have a bit of a rummage around. As you first walk in, you've got all your threads and your hoops, and we've got rid of that noisy lawnmower, sorry about that. And we've got all our baskets down here. This is just everything that you can see. Fabric, pearl, bags. Fancy flosses, glittery ones. That's the Cryonic. Nice. Not working with it though. Right. Hi everybody. This is Tia from Calm Creations. I'm Nicole from Darvanalee Designs, and we're at All Threads Embroidery. Yep. So as you can see, we've walked in the door and plonked ourselves on the floor. So we're actually just going to do this as sort of like vlog style today. So at the moment we are looking through the baskets at all the different cross stitch. I've already found a ton of stuff, and then I have to make a decision whether I'm going to purchase or not. So how are you going, Tia?
Yes, I found a couple of things that I'm eyeing up that I'd like, but there's just so much to look at.
So we've actually just sat on the floor. That's the entrance. And we're here on the floor, so there is so much to look at. So basically what we're going to do, this is sort of our intro for today, and then we're just going to take footage from around the store. We've got the store's owner, her permission to do that, but we just have to wait till there's no customers in. So it might be a little bit sporadic, but we'll try and have a look at everything that's in here. So we sort of came in and went our separate ways, like looked at all the thread, and then we sort of went our separate ways. And apparently down the back of the shop there's some Nora Corbett, Mirabilia,
long dog samplers. There's tons of stuff.
Awesome. So we have got a lot to look at. So where we're perched right now, we are looking at Plum Street samplers. So you can see down we're rummaging. We'll put the shop back, we promise. And behind us you can see some threads and stuff like that, but we're just going through the baskets at the moment. So yeah, looking at all the patterns, and we're going to do another video together, and we'll show you our haul and everything once we're finished shopping for the day. Alright, so we're going to go and keep looking around and take some footage and show you what this shop's all about. Look at all those hoops. Look at all those hoops. Look at all those fabric. So there's embroidery and cross stitch patterns all here. Our fabric. Awesome. We've got to have a bit of a look through that too. There's some hand embroidery stuff, classic colourworks, DMC, cottage garden threads. This is one I wasn't familiar with. It's a gum nut threads, and it has wool and also, it's alright, I didn't get you, hun. Silk. And then we've got, what's this one? It's wool. Tapestry stuff. We've got some rayons. Look at all those. Look at all that eye candy. Just amazing array of colours. And there's all different brands here as well, which is fabulous. We've got some stranded silk by Cascade House. And then there's some cruel wool over there. I don't know if I ever say that right. Is it cruel or like jewel? It's, yeah, cruel, yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong down below. Some more DMC. You can see there's just tons and tons of stuff. We've got some Weeks Dye Works. What's Tia found?
The anchor.
Oh, she's found her anchor. There's the colour there that you need. There's finishing stuff, so ribbons and all that sort of stuff as well. Got an array of books. So much information here. Madeira threads. Some samples up. Are they the right anchors though?
I don't think so.
So what colour are you looking for?
It's 48. It's a pink.
Okay.
But it's softer than that.
Is it?
Yeah. So,
What's that pink there?
879. It's not a rayon, it's a cotton.
Okay.
Instead of that colour.
Yep.
Cotton.
Alright.
That's okay.
What else have we got over here? We've got some beautiful silk threads here. The colours are just amazing. This is my favourite. Although it is a lot darker in person. Who's that one by? Oh, there's our Gloriana. We'll get mentioned a bit. How's these? These are South African threads here. They're called Chameleon. Look at that colour palette. Isn't it beautiful? What do you reckon of that one?
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? It's so dainty.
Mm. So they're made in South Africa, those ones. What you find down here?
Variegated.
Yeah, they've got a few of those. Look at all that. There's all the Madeira threads in there. So I really like, I used to use a lot of Madeira threads when I first started doing embroidery, and I liked it because you didn't have to bobinate. You could just leave them in the packet, and see that tiny little hole there? Get that closer? That's where your thread comes out of. So you didn't have to worry about bobinating them, and you could just have them stuck in really nicely. So, and they all come like that. So, and then you've got your stretcher bars, stretch frame, little frames, and you've got your Q-snaps, and then you've got creative threads, mix and match. Oh, they must be like finishing things.
Yeah, finishing.
Look, I'm here wrecking the place. So they're creative threads ones, and you've got your silk ribbons. Tia's found something. Oh yeah, that's the what was supposed to, but yeah, see, $80.
Yeah, that's the small
Yeah,
one.
that's what's supposed to go for that pin cushion. You've got cruel twists and stuff like that. You've got little bags and all this stuff, everything. It's just a hand embroidery and cross stitches heaven.
Tartan.
Oh, who's that by?
Only $10, it doesn't say.
It's cute.
Yarn tree.
Okay.
4 metal tartans.
We've got more threads up here as well. Got beads, I've just crashed. Yeah, beads. Those beads. You've got some pre-round bobbins. Got some water lilies. Now, I had never heard of water lilies until the other day. Someone was talking about it. I think it was 2 Martini Stitcher.
Water lily threads.
Yeah. Look at those colours. Oh my goodness.
Gorgeous.
I've got more threads going up the stairs. We're just trying to avoid customers at the moment. So much in here. Alright, that's the quick tour. And we will do some more filming. And yeah, show you what we find. So Tia, have you found anything?
I have. I've got a few little treasures here, which you'll have to
Wait
wait and see.
Yep. So what's your opinion of the shop?
Love it.
Yes.
Could stay here for hours.
Yeah, we could be here for hours and hours, but we're not going to be here for hours and hours. So you can see how big it is. It's not huge, and if when you come into the street, there is ample parking out the front. Sorry about the wobble there. There is ample parking out the front, and it looks like a house, and it's between 2 shops. There's a shop on the corner, and then there's a shop on that side, and basically it's like a 2-story house in between. So lots of parking, street parking out the front.
And we're in Brisbane.
Yeah, and we're in Brisbane, so And on Saturday, we're here on a Saturday morning, and they're open from 9 till 12 on a Saturday. And it looks like that Tia might be looking at getting a Mirabilia.
Yes, or a Nora Qld.
Or a Nora Qld, but she doesn't know. You need to help her make the decision.
Yes.
She might have to shop on the website.
Yeah, but it's just so nice seeing them.
Yeah. So what have we got there? Like, there's a ton of them.
Yeah.
So you see, she keeps going back to them. So these are all the beads that they use too. So I'll just turn around and you can see there's a wall of Mill Hill beads. There's just so much here to look at. So yeah. So what's it on? 32.
Yes.
You do it on 8.
Yeah.
So that's telling you how big it needs to be there. That's good. It tells you. You don't have to work it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to keep looking. See what else we can find. We just found a whole heap of needle minders. So we've got Hippity Hop. That goes with Hands On Designs Easter one from the Chalkful series. Zappy Dots, yeah. Got some spice. And that one.
Looks like chocolate.
It does a bit.
I want to eat it.
There's these ones. Awesome. And some of the samples. I've got a pattern, Good Intentions, and I've got a box similar to this. I think I talked about it on one of my floss tubes. And I want to do that.
It's stunning.
So it looks, at the moment, looks like that, but with wood at the back. So what's that?
It's got a needle minder in it. Magnetic scissors zingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Zinger's alright. I've got one at the long arm machine. I had to take it off me because I've got myself so much.
3 drops.
And bobbins. There's a punch needle one there. I don't know.
Those would be handy. I think it's that handy. I drew blood yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found some on my hoop. I was like, oh, where did that come from?
I think there's 2 streets of this, so I've just put 3, 4, 7. That you've got 3, 7 and 3, 7 in there, so I'm assuming.
What about that?
Silk packs.
Oh,
The
okay.
blues. There's your colours.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, gorgeous.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's all sorts.
It's the blues range. It's cute too. Got a lot of finishing stuff in it. Some Christmas. So we've got some long dark samplers around the world. Mystic and Fairies, Mirabilias, all the Nora Qlds. We've got Mill Hill beads, miscellaneous, flowers, alphabets, verses, animals, fish. That's different.
I want to try one of them.
Hmm?
I want to try one.
Piggies and fish. I've never done a Mirabilia.
No, me either. I want to try one.
They're big. Ink circles. I can see hiding behind there. What else we got?
Yeah.
Got long dogs,
Not long dogs.
ink circles. I think Rolodex Stitches is doing that one.
Oh, is it the one she's
I
doing?
think that's the one.
Doing up shards. forest flower.
That's cool.
Arranging sewing kit. Arranging the sewing kit.
Cool.
Because I think it was, she's on the wait list, but she said if it comes through tonight,
Black work.
she said I won't
Rosewood Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There's some awesome. Rosewood Manor's got some awesome charts.
I'm not sure if
Sewing accessories.
Oh, balancing.
specific class. It's not like a makeup there or anything.
Yeah, there's all different ones in the back there.
Sort of flowers. It's a little treasure trove, isn't it?
Sure, it's everything.
I'm sure you'll find something that you're looking for. It's cute. What's that one? Wow. Hands Across the Sea Samplers. I'm part of their group. I'm on the Facebook group with them.
Days between, so if you look at this,
Cool.
on the days between the 16th and
Okay, so I'm here with Karen, and I didn't catch your name.
Sophia.
Sophia, I hope you don't mind.
No,
Yeah,
fine.
okay. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions. So how long have you been here for?
Since 2005.
Okay, and you've also got a website as well, so people that aren't local to the Brisbane area
Definitely.
can hit your website. And
Sure.
is everything on your website?
Yes,
Yep.
it is. Yes.
Awesome. So we've been walking around today, and Karen was telling us about these cute little mice a little bit earlier because I'll tell you now, I'm purchasing some. This is, see how small they are? That's them made. And you were saying that when you first do them, they're a little bit.
They're a little bit fiddly
Yep.
because the pattern there's quite a lot of colour changes, and so it's just getting the pattern right. But once you've done one, they're very simple, and the pattern for the designs change, but usually the shape is about the same. So once you've done one, stitching them up is absolutely no problem. And
Yep.
I've done quite a lot of them now.
Yeah.
Very addictive. I can stitch them up in 2 nights and sew them in 1 night.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know. So once you get used to it, you can really, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people asking about them when they see me doing it. And how long do you do all sorts of needlework, or are you
Yes, I
just,
have.
yep.
Yes, I do.
And what's your most favourite?
Probably crewel embroidery.
So that's something I want to try. I haven't done that yet. And do you do
I'm
embroidery?
just doing cross stitch at the moment,
Yep.
but wanting to learn a bit more embroidery this year. So,
Awesome. And how long have you worked here for?
I've worked here for 2.5 years.
Awesome.
So,
And it's a great place to work.
yeah,
Car
it
shop,
is.
isn't it? It's awesome.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous. Do you just hand your pay back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
And so you have all types of needlework in your
There's all
shop?
sorts of needlework
Yep.
here in the shop. We try and cater for everything to make it a one-stop shop for customers, so
Awesome.
they don't have to go from this shop to another shop to another shop to another shop. But
Yep.
it's all hand embroidery products, so
Yep.
we haven't specialised. We don't go beyond that.
Mhm.
It's just solely for hand embroidery, cross stitch, needlepoint, wool embroidery,
Excellent.
gold work, stump work.
All stuff that I want to do. We took some footage of some of your samples that are around. Have you done all these samples? or
Most of them I have. Some of the suppliers have given us some of them as
Yep.
well, but the vast majority of
Also,
probably
your
have
work
been
is
done on them.
stunning.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
stunning. Yeah.
It's
And
beautiful.
I pointed out that you've got a lot of fabrics and all that sort of stuff. So
We
you've got
do.
everything that you would need for the different types.
Absolutely, and
Okay.
I source a lot from. I try and source what I can here in Australia, but as well as that, I import a lot of products from Europe and also from America, from South Africa,
Yep.
from Canada. We have kits from all over the world. In 2 weeks, I go to Nashville to the.
Oh, I'm so
I've got
jealous.
goosebumps.
And then in 4 weeks, I go to Germany to a trade fair to get fabrics.
Awesome.
Wow.
I did notice that you had some Weeks Dye Works fabrics down there. I'm going to rummage
Yes.
through them in a minute. Just as I stood up and went, oh, I see that name, because I like Weeks Dye
So we
Works.
have we have overdyes from
Yep.
Weeks, and also we get Lakeside linens, Picture This Plus.
Oh, awesome.
The ones that are the popular.
The
for
popular
costumes.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of primitive cross stitch. So all those names that you just mentioned then are usually the recommended fabrics and stuff. So that's really good to know.
So we get those in if we don't have something in stock, because they have big ranges and they've got lots of counts in each colour.
Yep.
And so we order regularly, so we can always get in something that's there.
Yep.
On the website, the way the website's been set, it's just the way the website is set up. It's by the meter, but we sell back orders.
Yep.
And it's just an email. You know, we haven't listed them on as fat quarters because that's, you know, not everybody wants a fat quarter. They
That's
want,
exactly
you know,
right.
they
Yeah.
might want 30 centimetres or 20 centimetres. So we just say if you want smaller cuts of any of the fabrics,
Just a
give us
simple phone call.
Yeah.
Yep.
or an email, and we can do that. That's no
Awesome. Well,
problem.
that's another good thing to know. A lot of people probably wouldn't realise that going to your website, seeing
Yes.
that just meter, well, that's a bit too much to get. But
Yeah, exactly.
a
And
phone
especially-
call and you're all
Yeah.
sorted. So
and especially with some of the more expensive linens, you know,
Yep.
some of the overdyes, bringing them in from the States, they are
Those-
expensive,
yeah.
so not everybody wants a whole metre, but we do cut them into smaller quantities.
Is there anything else that your customers that are shopping online or coming to the area should know about this, about your shop?
Probably the only, well, there's a bus stop right at the front, so it's very
Perfect.
accessible.
Perfect.
So it's accessible from the city and from South Bank by bus.
Yep.
And then the bus leaves across the road to go back in that direction. The other thing is probably if somebody is wanting just a couple of threads, the website calculates postage based on it going into a Australia Post satchel.
Mhm.
So
Stock up.
so sometimes if you only want one or two threads, it's better to give us a phone call,
Yep.
and then we can put it in an envelope, and it's a little bit cheaper to post. Whereas if you do order it online,
Online.
then unfortunately
Yeah, you're
the
paying
postage
that.
is whatever it
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
But you know, something that if it might be a ball of thread, and if it's a pearl ball, it won't fit through the envelope slot, so it has to go as a
As a
parcel.
parcel.
Whereas
Your stranded thread
cotton
or
can.
yeah.
yeah. So you know, it's best.
Well,
if
that's
it's
that's
just
another
stranded
thing, good
give
thing
us a
to know,
call.
because a lot of people do balk at postage and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
excellent.
And most things we can get in if we don't have them in stock. Because I'm ordering all the time from all manner of suppliers
Yep.
everywhere, I can usually source something within a short time if it's if somebody's after something we don't have at that time. You know, at the moment.
Awesome. So you're constantly ordering and
Every
updating
week I
and
order. Every week I order.
I feel your pain. I feel your
All the
pain.
time. Yeah.
So yeah. Alrighty, well thank you so much for letting us to
that's
film
a
around
pleasure.
your shop today, and thank you for talking to us. And that is a really good point for people that are shopping online, that they can give you a call and you'll be able to help them out. Your customers are building up. So
Yeah.
we'll,
Yes.
yeah.
All right.
So thank you very much,
Thank
Karen,
you.
for your time.
Okay,
Thank
it's a
you.
pleasure.
Okay, so 2 hours and 15 minutes we emerged from All Embroidery Threads. So we've got our bag of goodies. You'll have to wait to see what we got, and it's very bright out here after walking. And you can see my glasses are starting to transition as well, so I'm going incognito. But it's such a beautiful shop. It's in a beautiful area of Brisbane. And as you heard, the bus stops out the front, so if you don't have transport and you're just visiting the area, you can definitely just come and have a look. So I hope that you enjoyed that little tour and the little chat from Karen and her associate, and we'll see you next time. Bye!